So come to seradella child on a school holiday, sit on a chair in the auditorium, listen to some poetry performances and click. You're not really a mother at all. Schoolgirl. So sitting at a desk. Listen to what wise was a little Taras, Lessa, Lena, substitute required name and circumstances, and how he suffered and dearly loved his native land. Fortunately, no one was periosteel for you interpretations, even in Titans, of them does not light a martyr's halo, they can think in their own way, to chastise in tune with emotions, to accept as his own. 20 years, maybe 20-something, you suddenly resolved something from T to read. At least it's dissoluble, causal. Think again. Again long. Here you are also sitting, dejected space easy self-discovery. In Shevchenko, Kabilyanska, Vinichenko, substitutes name and circumstances, it turns out that in addition to suffering, of pathos, heroism and life, he lived, it appears, lived. And was not born with a mustache at once, and misbehave, and learned to paint. And suffered, of course. Not just for slash of the mother country, but for basic injustice, misunderstandings with friends and the environment, unrequited love. Well, because women had, and relations with them, it is earthly, by the way. Oh, and the throes of creation is also about him as any of the death of the author, who writes draws himself up with the calls, he does not believe and is struggling with their own invisible windmills. And then, click, said the time machine in action. You're the mom. You're in the auditorium of the school where your middle child as honestly as possible and excitedly tells the classic poem, which is not very understand. Because she's in 3rd grade, like you, at the time, not enough experience to comprehend what I say. Her brain will long search for the cell where to put all of this information and whether it is necessary generally, or is it better to save for the things post-nogo need here and now. But the children in embroidered shirts. Parents clap, well, it's done, Rybitsky, grew up, learned Tarabanova long texts. The teachers are happy, the director/cause says thanks. And somewhere in some weird coordinate system becomes the tick, the party was held, everyone is happy, the latter, however, is not a fact, but who cares? And here is the fun part. As rightly written by the American educator and reformer of education, children learn everything and everywhere, not just at a designated time and place, and not only because of what we think we teach them. And what will they make of the typical school celebration of the genius of thought and speech? Classic, past, remember. Words don't weigh, this screen, shell curtain, the main thing is to talk nice and quickly, no matter what. Ukrainian writer equals martyr, I want to minimize suffering, does not become a Ukrainian writer. Between me and my daughter 27 years difference. I graduated high school 20 years ago. And believe that Shevchenko's works, Skilka, Ivan Franko, again to substitute necessary, and information about it can be submitted so that it grew with the child. Was for baby and not for show. Organic, spirit brother, and not a formal part of her education. Treasure for itself, and not on parade.